TikTok ban live updates. Trump halts ban for 75 days, after CEO attends inauguration. Topline President Donald Trump ordered the federal government on Monday not to enforce the law banning TikTok nationwide for 75 days, giving China-based owner ByteDance more time to sell a stake in the platform or reach a deal with Trump. After a whirlwind period in which the ultra-popular social media platform took itself offline for U.S. users for more than 12 hours over the weekend, until Trump pledged to act. 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 21. After signing the executive order, Trump told reporters he believes the U.S. is entitled to get 50% of TikTok and warned China against trying to block any deal made by him, saying he would consider that an act of hostility and put tariffs of 25, 30, 50%, even 100%. 8:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 20. Trump signed an executive order halting the TikTok ban for 75 days to permit my administration an opportunity to determine the appropriate course of action with respect to TikTok. After previously suggesting ByteDance shift the platform to a joint venture at least 50% controlled by U.S. interests, Trump has the power to delay the ban for up to 90 days. Jimmy Donaldson, also known as Mr. Beast, said he would soon submit his official offer for TikTok after joining an American investor group led by tech entrepreneur Jesse Tinsley, who is spearheading an all-cash offer to buy the popular app from ByteDance. 11:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 22 is attending Trump's inauguration after arriving alongside Apple CEO Tim Cook and podcaster and commentator Joe Rogan. 10:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 20. Kevin Cramer, Republican, North Dakota, questioned the legality of the expected executive order from Trump delaying the TikTok ban, which got bipartisan support and was upheld by the Supreme Court, telling CNN, "I've been concerned about the appropriate approach to separation of powers by all presidents." 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 19. Trump said, "As of today, TikTok is back," while speaking during an victory rally as part of his three-day inauguration event on Sunday, telling the crowd in D.C., "We have no choice, we have to save it," while suggesting the U.S. will own 50% of the company in what he referred to as a joint venture that would make a lot of money. 4:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 19. A 19-year-old arrested for allegedly setting fire to a building that houses the office of Representative Glenn Grothman, Republican, Wisconsin, told authorities early Sunday he was motivated by the TikTok ban. Local police told multiple news outlets. Law enforcement said nobody was injured. 1:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 19. TikTok is now back online for many American users, sending a pop-up message that states, "Welcome back," adding, "As a result of President Trump's efforts, TikTok is back in the U.S., though it still does not appear to be available on Apple's App Store." 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 19. Tom Cotton, Republican, Arkansas, who chairs the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, warned that any company that hosts, distributes, services or otherwise facilitates communist-controlled TikTok could face hundreds of billions of dollars of ruinous liability in a tweet responding to the company's announcement that it's restoring the app. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 19. Some TikTok users reported the app has started working again, just over 12 hours after service was suspended. 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 19. TikTok tweeted it is in the process of restoring service and thanked Trump for providing the necessary clarity and assurance to our service providers that they will face no penalties, adding the company will work with President Trump on a long-term solution that keeps TikTok in the United States. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 19. Trump announced he will sign an executive order Monday delaying the TikTok ban and called for the platform to be taken over by a joint venture with U.S. and current owners, also urging companies to prevent TikTok from going dark and vowing no liability for any tech firms that act before Monday. 7:03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 19. Trump posted to Truth Social, "Save TikTok." 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 19. A nationwide ban on TikTok took effect, formally barring internet service providers and app stores from offering the ultra-popular social media platform. 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 18. TikTok shut itself down in the United States at some point before 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, greeting American users with a message that said you can't use TikTok for now due to a law banning TikTok set to take effect Sunday. But the platform noted Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Read more here. 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 18. Trump signaled he would most likely issue a 90-day extension on the TikTok ban, saying an announcement would probably come Monday, though he did not definitively say whether he would do so. January 17 TikTok said in a statement its service will be forced to go dark on January 19 unless the Biden administration, which said earlier on Friday TikTok should remain available to Americans if under American ownership, guarantees Apple, Google and other service providers won't be punished by supporting the app. January 17 the Supreme Court ruled the law does not violate the First Amendment rights of the app and its users, upholding the federal government's national security argument and leaving TikTok open to a ban on January 19 unless it is sold to an American company. January 16 the Biden administration does not plan to intervene against the law forcing TikTok's ban or sale by January 19, according to multiple outlets, one day after NBC News reported Biden's team was exploring options on how it can avoid the app being shut down. Though ABC reports Biden also won't take action to enforce the ban against app stores or internet providers. January 16 Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat New York, said it is clear that more time is needed to find an American buyer, noting Senate Democrats' failed attempt to pass a bill extending the January 19 deadline and urging lawmakers for a solution that keeps TikTok in the U.S. while also protecting Americans' data privacy. The law banning TikTok unless ByteDance sells the app passed on a bipartisan basis last year. January 14 ByteDance would likely expect $40 billion to $50 billion for the platform's U.S. operations, Wedbush analyst Dan Ives estimated. Other analysts have offered a range of figures for how much TikTok is worth, depending on whether the deal includes TikTok's powerful content algorithm. January 13 Chinese government officials have considered selling TikTok's U.S. operations to Trump-allied billionaire Elon Musk if the Supreme Court does not stop the ban from going through on January 19, reported Bloomberg, citing unnamed people familiar with the matter. Though the people noted the deliberations are preliminary and officials prefer to keep TikTok under the ownership of China-based ByteDance. ByteDance told Forbes it can't be expected to comment on pure fiction when asked about the Bloomberg report. January 10 the Supreme Court heard oral arguments over the law requiring TikTok to be sold to a U.S. company or face a ban, with justices appearing inclined to uphold the law after appearing satisfied with its focus on the controversial Chinese ownership of the app's parent company, according to the New York Times. January 9 billionaire Frank McCourt's Project Liberty announced a proposal to buy TikTok's U.S. operations, but not its algorithm, by migrating American users to a locally run digital infrastructure, a deal McCourt has suggested could be worth $20 billion, with interest from other investors like Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary. It's unclear whether ByteDance is considering the offer. January 6 O'Leary, part of the people's bid for TikTok, told Fox News' Martha McCallum he planned to buy the app and that he would need Trump's help to do so. January 3 the Justice Department asked the Supreme Court to uphold the law forcing the ban or sale of TikTok despite Trump's support of the app, arguing TikTok has not shown enough to reason to justify a pause of the law's date of taking effect and that Trump has not presented a viable argument for a pause. December 27, 2024 Trump opposed the potential ban of TikTok in a court filing, arguing if the Supreme Court intervenes, he could secure a political resolution after his January 20 inauguration that would keep the app in the U.S. December 18, 2024 the Supreme Court announced it will review TikTok's challenge against the federal law that could potentially ban the app, scheduling oral arguments for January 10, just days before the law is set to become effective. December 16, 2024 TikTok requested an injunction from the Supreme Court that would block the ban against it until the conservative majority court rules on TikTok's legality or dismisses the case, saying the pause would create breathing room for this court to conduct an orderly review before this vital channel for Americans to communicate with their fellow citizens and the world is closed. December 16, 2024 Chu met with Trump at his Mar-a-Lago estate, according to CNN, and argued an injunction from the Supreme Court, which was ultimately not granted, would give Trump's TikTok-friendly administration time to comment on the matter. December 6, 2024 the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit denied TikTok's petition to review the law against TikTok after the court's three-judge panel said national security concerns outweigh TikTok's First Amendment rights, later declining TikTok's request to halt its ruling upholding the law. May 14, 2024 8 TikTok users sued the federal government, accusing them of First Amendment violations and calling the ban unconstitutionally overbroad. May 7, 2024 TikTok filed suit against the federal government, challenging the constitutionality of the ban and arguing the app and its American users were having their First Amendment rights violated. April 24, 2024 President Joe Biden signed the bill requiring TikTok to be sold or banned, provoking a response from the platform, which claimed in a statement it invested billions of dollars to keep U.S. data safe and our platform free from outside influence and manipulation. April 23, 2024, the Senate voted 80-19 to pass the bill, which Senator Maria Cantwell, Democrat, Washington, said was done to prevent foreign adversaries from conducting espionage, surveillance, maligned operations harming vulnerable Americans, our servicemen and women, and our U.S. government personnel. April 20, 2024, the House in an overwhelming 360-58 vote passed the legislation against TikTok, with Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, Democrat, New York, saying in a statement the legislation was designed to address legitimate national security and privacy concerns. When did the TikTok ban take effect? The ban against TikTok became effective Sunday, January 19, but the platform appeared to take itself online minutes earlier. The platform restored service a little over 12 hours later after Trump promised not to enforce the ban when he took office. Is TikTok back? When will TikTok be fully restored? Yes, it's back. Many US-based users reported the mobile app or website was working again as of Sunday afternoon at about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and users were greeted with a message stating, "Welcome back." However, the app still is not available for download on the iPhone App Store. In a message posted on its website, Apple said TikTok will remain on users' devices if they have already downloaded it, but the app won't get any further updates, which may impact performance, security, and compatibility with the iPhone and iPad operating systems. It's not clear when, or if, Apple will allow the app to return. Can Trump stop TikTok from getting banned? Yes, at least temporarily. Trump, who is opposed to banning TikTok despite once pushing for a ban, took office a day after the deadline, so he was not able to stop the law from taking effect altogether. However, he announced Sunday he will extend the ban when he returns to office, so we can make a deal to protect our national security by transferring TikTok to a joint venture with 50% U.S. ownership. Though the law only allows Trump to extend the ban by 90 days if ByteDance is working toward a sale. Trump also said there will be no liability for companies that allow TikTok to stay live before he signs the order. TikTok said in a statement Sunday it was able to start restoring service because Trump promised no penalties for its service providers. If TikTok is not sold within 90 days, however, it's unclear what Trump can do. Former Justice Department official Alan Rosenstein wrote in a Lawfare op-ed Trump could lobby Congress to repeal the ban, though in doing so he would have to overcome the law's bipartisan support. Here's more on Trump's options. Did Biden intervene to stop the TikTok ban? No. A White House official told ABC News in a statement the law will be up to the next administration to implement. CNN reports the administration looked into delaying the ban but decided it doesn't have legal authority. Can I use a VPN for TikTok? Most likely not. Virtual Private Network, or VPN, services let internet users route their traffic through another location, allowing them to seem as though they are located in a country other than the United States. However, many U.S. users reported Sunday the workaround didn't work for them, possibly because their accounts were created in the United States. Read more here. What happens to my TikTok data? When the app briefly went down on Sunday, TikTok said users could still log in to download their data. All of Americans' TikTok user data could be moved to China in the event that the app is banned from the U.S. A precedent was set for such a move in 2020, when TikTok operations ended in India and left the app and ByteDance with access to millions of Indian users' data years after the shutdown, according to Forbes. Why was TikTok banned? Congress passed a law last year banning TikTok and similar digital platforms controlled by foreign adversaries unless their owners, in this case China-based ByteDance, divest. At the heart of the federal government's issue with TikTok is national security and data privacy concerns linked to ByteDance. U.S. officials have claimed the Chinese Communist Party could use the app to spy on Americans or influence public discourse, and Forbes' prior reporting has revealed ByteDance has used TikTok to spy on journalists and TikTok mishandled sensitive data, including financial information, social security numbers, and personal contacts of creators, advertisers, celebrities, and politicians. TikTok has denied claims it is beholden to the Chinese government, insisting it has never handed over data to the Chinese government. The platform's CEO told Congress he disagrees with the characterization that the platform is spying on Americans and said TikTok is committed to protecting Americans' data. ByteDance has tried to quell concerns about TikTok by noting 100% of U.S. traffic was routed to Oracle and U.S. digital service infrastructure in the United States as of 2022. What U.S. company could end up buying TikTok? A range of companies have shown interest or been rumored to consider a purchase of TikTok, full list here. China, which has vowed to block the sale of TikTok's algorithm, would have to approve a sale of TikTok to another company. McCourt's Project Liberty, the group leading the people's bid for TikTok, has built a consortium to purchase TikTok that includes O'Leary and Guggenheim Securities. China is reportedly weighing allowing Musk to buy the app, but it's unclear if he's interested. Amazon has also been identified as a potential buyer, with experts pointing to TikTok and Amazon's deepening ties, such as the announcement of a partnership this year allowing users to browse and purchase products from Amazon on TikTok. Amazon also became the third largest advertiser on TikTok this year in the US. Oracle and Walmart could potentially make a joint bid for TikTok, as the two companies joined forces to buy the app in 2020 before reportedly being stopped by the Biden administration over security concerns. Microsoft could return to the table for TikTok after also trying to buy the app in 2020, though Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella said he was happy with what I have after talks fell through. Video sharing platform Rumble publicly offered to buy TikTok early this year and could re-enter the conversation, having said it was previously ready to join a consortium with other parties seeking to acquire and operate TikTok inside the US. Can ByteDance sell TikTok? Though several investors have expressed interest in buying TikTok, the platform has argued a sale will be difficult. After the law against TikTok was signed by Biden this year, the app said the requirement to sell itself is illusory to the point of being no alternative at all. Experts and reporting by Forbes have shown ByteDance and TikTok are significantly intertwined, as former National Security Agency General Counsel Glenn Gerstel told Forbes this year. There's no way to take the US piece out of TikTok and sell it to someone who owns TikTok and ByteDance. TikTok is owned by ByteDance, which has claimed it is roughly 60% owned by institutional investors including the Carlyle Group, General Atlantic and YASA's Susquehanna International Group. TikTok says another 20% is owned by the company's founders, and 20% is owned by employees. Who is billionaire Frank McCourt? McCourt, worth an estimated $1.4 billion as of Thursday, is an investor and entrepreneur with roots in his family's Boston-based construction business founded 5 generations ago. He bought the Los Angeles Dodgers in 2004 and sold it 8 years later in what was the largest sports sale at the time, and has invested the proceeds into real estate, sports, tech and media. He has since invested $500 million to Project Liberty, an organization that advocates for data privacy. Who is billionaire TikTok investor Jeff Yass? Yass, who has an estimated net worth of $49.6 billion, is a GOP mega-donor and a major investor in TikTok. He reportedly met with Trump and became possibly the biggest influence behind Trump's switch from attempting to ban the app to later opposing its removal. The co-founder of global trading firm Susquehanna International Group, which owns about 15% of ByteDance, Yass owned a $33 billion stake in TikTok as of this March and has financially backed conservative lawmakers opposing the ban, such as Senator Rand Paul, Republican Kentucky, and Representative Thomas Massie, R. Kai, donating $24 million and $32,200 to each, respectively, according to the Wall Street Journal. Yass has reportedly threatened to stop donating to Congress members who support the ban against TikTok, which would threaten his multi-billion-dollar investment in the app. The billionaire has donated millions of dollars to conservative PACs such as Club for Growth Action, $16 million, the Congressional Leadership Fund, $10 million, and the Protect Freedom PAC, $6 million. Big number. About 170 million. That is how many Americans use TikTok as of April, according to the app. Further reading. Supreme Court will hear TikTok ban this week. Here's what to expect, Forbes. Who is Frank McCourt, the billionaire trying to buy TikTok? Forbes. Why a powerful U.S. court thinks the TikTok ban doesn't violate the First Amendment, Forbes. The TikTok law gives you a right to your data. Here's how to request it. Forbes. If Trump wants to save TikTok, he might need it to get banned first, Forbes. Congress warns Apple and Google they must ban TikTok in January, Forbes. If TikTok is banned, Americans' data could end up back in China, Forbes. TikTok asks Supreme Court to stop federal ban, Forbes. TikTok spied on Forbes journalists, Forbes. TikTok's China problem, Forbes.